today we have got Jimmy Lambrianou. I'm sure you will have heard of the Lambrianou brothers. They were around the Kray twins in the 60s.
Any excuse, as soon as they knew who I was, then I'd have the whole pill on me. But they could never get me for nothing. Chrissy was hard. Chrissy was an hard bloke, yeah. You asked any of the lads who knew him. Well, no one had nothing in them days, Terry, you know what I mean? Bit of thieving here, breaking into factories.
What age was you when you and your brother started getting paid, as they say?
I was about 14.
And there was obviously the Mad Axeman, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Was he really the Mad Axeman, or why did they call him that?
Frankie Fraser said something about Fred. So Fred found out where he was in his cab, bought it, give him a fucking right-hander.
If you put all the gangsters, like the Richardsons, the Krays, the Lambrianous, Mad Frankie Fraser, you got all the guys and lined them up. Who was the one that everybody would be like, do not fuck about of him?
That night I would have probably been with them.
Right.
Because it was only supposed to be in a party, weren't it?
Right.
It weren't no setup.
When parties go wrong.
You know what I mean? For him to go to bed and shoot yourself, no. I still don't believe that today.
Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, and this episode is proudly brought to you by Betovo. Before we get stuck into this week's episode, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Big thanks to our sponsor, IME. This global tech outfit ain't messing about. They've got these slick video interviews that have you connecting like there's no tomorrow. Whether you're running a business, running the streets, or doing your own thing. Perfect for those in marketing, recruitment, admissions, and even for auditions. And their platform, smooth as silk, designed with you lot in mind. IME's the ticket to making those connections count. VIP security services have been established for 35 years. VIP Security offers a personal security service to escort you, your family and your friends, whether on business or out for the evening. Protect what's important to you. We're watching you while others are watching us. Prevention is always better than the cure. You're in safe hands. Security solutions across Essex, London and the home counties. I want to say a huge thanks to our sponsors, Fragrance du Bois. Now, for those of you that don't know about Fragrance du Bois, where have you been? It is one of the leading luxury fragrances, only available in Harrods, Selfridges and Neiman Marcus in New York. But they've got so many different fragrances for men, for women. All of the fragrances are unisex, so make sure you get involved and sample the delights of Fragrance du Bois. For all the Criminal Connection podcast crew, we've got a special discount for you. 10% off. All you need to do when you click on the link below and choose your luxury fragrance is to put in CCPOD10 for the 10% discount. So if you'd like to find out about any of our fabulous sponsors, make sure you check out the links in the description below. Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast. My name is Terry Stone, and today we have got a Criminal Connection exclusive. We've got Jimmy Lambrianou. I'm sure you will have heard of the Lambrianou brothers. There was 5 of them. They were around the Kray twins in the 60s. They were Underworld figures. Jimmy's got an amazing story, and he's never told it, but he's sharing it with us today. So please put your hands together for Jimmy Lambrianou in the house.
Cheers, boys.
Thanks for coming on, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Really good to see you again. I'm sorry I look much older than you now.
We had some hair then, didn't you? Yeah.
But Jimmy, you know, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
And I think all of our viewers and listeners that have obviously followed, there's probably been 100 books about obviously the Lambrianous, the Krays, the Richardsons.
That's right. So yeah.
There was obviously Legend, and there was obviously the original The Krays movie.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of movies and a lot of books, but we're going to throw them all in the bin, and we're gonna get some good stories, Jim.
There's too many wannabes about Terry. Yeah.
Well, now social media gives everyone the platform, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But obviously, like, you know, if we rewind back to your family, obviously you're Greek Cypriots.
Yeah.
And
was
you born here?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, all 5 brothers were.
Right. Okay.
Chrissy, Tony, Nicky, and Leon. Yeah.
Right. And obviously there's an Irish connection as well.
Yeah, the Irish connection. Our mum was named Gartland, right? And she's buried up in Newcastle with her family. But they come over when the potato famine was on, and settled in Newcastle.
Right.
And the Irish names are Gartland, McNally, and Donnelly. Yeah. Then she came down to London, went to Lyons Corn Cab, and that's where she met our father. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
then he got busy, and then there's 5 of you.
We've all followed suit, Al.
Right, amazing. No, I mean, it wasn't called the swinging 60s for nothing. But when you grew up, was you what part of London was you actually?
We were actually in Aggerston, yeah. Aggerston, yeah.
Okay, so you're east of the river, as they say.
Yeah.
And
between Bethnal Green and Dalston, yeah.
Right, Bethnal Green, Dalston, and growing up there in was it the 50s that you grew up?
Hold on, so yeah. 1944 I was born.
Right, so 1944, so it would have been the 50s.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. So
in the 50s, leading into the 60s.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up in? Because obviously London's completely changed now. Yeah. But what was it like then?
In them days, right, the 50s, 1940. So I'd be about 6 then, wouldn't I?
No, but if you was born in 44.
Yeah. But we're going to be in the 60s, aren't we?
Yeah.
It'd be the 60s, yeah.
So let's go to when you was actually becoming a Herbert rather than playing
that's what I was wondering for you. Yeah. You're always running around the bomb sites you was when younger. But no.
What was that like? Because a lot of people have never experienced that. And
I'd say the bomb sites were unbelievable. Yeah, right. All around where we lived. Yeah, you walk around the bomb sites there, you find helmets, bits of uniforms, all that sort of thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It was terrible in them days. Where it went. Yeah.
I mean, it must have been terrifying when you heard that air raid siren and then you had to get underground.
Oh yeah. Well, Bethnal Green had a station up there, didn't they? A load of people got killed. Bethnal Green Station. Yeah.
Would you say that because of the war, and because there was kind of like a depression after the war, people didn't have any money?
Yeah. Well, no one had nothing in them days, Terry. Right. You know what I mean? You had to, you know what I mean? Up to a bit of skullduggery you get up to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bit of thieving here, breaking into factories. Never house breaking. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's always factories, and shops, and that. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, and do a little bit of this and that. You know what I mean?
And what was the? I mean, what age was you when you and your brother started? Getting paid, as they say.
I was about 14, yeah.
Wow.
14, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, going around the dance halls, yeah. Doing a bit of protection on the old doors and that, yeah. And looking at a lot of the girls around Soho, around the clubs.
At 14?
Yeah.
Wow.
They took me up there, didn't they? Yeah.
So your brothers led you astray.
They leave me astray. But there used to be a lot of straight girls too. You used to go down to Soho and work in a clip joint, sit there with a geezer, buying drinks all night, and we'd make sure all the girls got home. Yeah.
When you call them clip joints, was that the equivalent of a strip club in the 60s?
No, not a strip club. No.
Right.
Yeah, it's not far off it.
Right.
But a clip joint is where they sit down and buy, and they're buying all drinks for the girls all night. Yeah. Bottles of champagne, all that sort of thing.
They have a little room upstairs, or?
Well, I don't know whether they had a room up there, so I never asked them.
No, I just wondered because it seems a bit mad. But I suppose if that was what it was.
Yeah, no, a lot of the girls were straight girls. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Just earn a few quid episode. Yeah, and we used to make sure they all got home. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So really, sort of growing up, who would you say out of the 5 brothers was the bad one?
The bad one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you probably all a little bit. Yeah,
when you say bad one,
I mean like the lunatic, or the one who'd always be.
Chrissy was hard. Chrissy was an hard bloke. Yeah.
Wow.
Seriously, I mean, he was into everything.
Right.
Yeah, all over the country. Well, you asked any of the lads who knew him. Yeah, but he was always earning money. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and he's up in Blackpool. One year, I come out and he took me to Blackpool. Him and Tony. So I went up there and they said, right, you're going to stay in this restless flat. I said, right, yeah. They took me up the nightclub, right? Anyway, I went up the nightclub. Next thing you know, who's in there? Decorate the Bachelors, Peugeot probing, all in this nightclub with Chrissy and Tony. We're getting paid to look after the club. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. There's some bloody good nights up there, yeah.
They call Blackpool the Vegas of the North.
Yeah.
I never saw that myself, but I know it's good. It's good fun.
Because Kenny Boom used to go up that way. Yeah, he was doing a bit of business up that way. Kenny. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then what mainly the twins wanted Chrissy, because Chrissy had more contacts up north, up the Midlands, Birmingham, everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where the twins weren't.
Right.
And they wanted Chrissy to start fetching people down to the club.
And for our viewers and listeners, the Lambrianos were their own family.
Oh yeah.
You know, you were long established and serious operators in East London well before the Krays.
Oh yeah. But you had lots of families in the old days around Oxton, you know what I mean, Dawson, all around the areas. Yeah. But I mean, we was an odd family, there's no doubt about it. But we were more interested in making money. Right. And going around beating people up, you know what I mean? We've done a bit of that anyway.
And were you just like street fighters, or did you box? What was your...
No, street fighters.
Right, okay.
Eddie Phillips tried to get an old time boxer. Eddie Phillips said, "You might take boxing." I said, "No, there's no money in it."
Right.
A good friend of mine, John H. Tracy.
He's great.
Yeah, good boy, Johnny. He came to my 80th birthday the other week. Yeah. He lives in Liverpool, Johnny. Yeah.
Right. Do you know what? I bumped into him. There was a WBC evening.
Yeah.
And Nigel Benn was there. Julius Francis, John was there. Like all the boys were there. And it was lovely. It was at the Grosvenor.
Yeah. I'd say you get. When was that?
I'd say it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like 21.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
No, Johnny's a good boy, I tell you now.
He was an amazing fighter as well, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, look, Johnny should have been a millionaire, shouldn't he?
Right.
He was on the same car as Muhammad Ali, wasn't he?
Wow.
When they won that title in America.
Wow.
And what did Johnny get? Because there's no, I mean, Charlie Magray, another good little boxer.
He was amazing.
Yeah. Who's the other? Who's the other? I'm trying to think the other boxers now who lived around that area. Yeah.
Lloyd Hunnigan?
Yeah.
He was another good one, wasn't he?
Yeah. Who's that? I'm trying to think the others there. Trying to think their names there. Yeah.
Give me the weights, I might be able to guess.
Yeah. No, it's Charlie Magray. Yeah.
Alan Minter.
Yeah, Alan Minter. Yeah. Well, there was a bit of a fallout there, wasn't there, with Alan Minter?
Well, I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Did he beat? Whose title did he take?
I know Hagler beat him.
No, it's Hagler. We went to a boxing do at Tower London, right? And there was all presentations, and Alan Minter stayed up the other end. He wouldn't go near Marvin Hagler,
right?
Because he never got over getting beat.
Right.
Yeah, Hagler was a good fight. Yeah,
he was unbelievable.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a golden era of boxing. I mean, did you still watch the boxing?
I'll tell you
now?
what, you had some great boxers then.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, Terry, I'll tell you what, compared to today, they're not in the class then, boys, to tell you that.
Right.
And what they're making now, peanuts, and now they're making fortunes.
Oh, yeah. It's like the footballers.
Yeah.
Footballers get 50
That's right,
a week.
Yeah.
They're on like 250 grand a week.
I was good football in my day.
Right.
Acne Marshes.
Wow.
Pictures of me playing football there.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you hadn't gone into a life of crime, you could have been a professional footballer.
Well, I don't know. There was no money in football, as you said.
Yeah.
There was no money about it.
I mean, the thing is, I suppose for people...
Sky and all that came on the scene. That's what changed it all, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think for people watching or listening to this, they would go, wow, if you could be a professional footballer, why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
But like you said, you was all about the money. So for you, it was like, if that's going to pay me more, I'm doing that, so...
No, you're more interested in making other money other ways, yeah.
And when you obviously done the sort of what I call sort of the petty crime stuff, like breaking into warehouses and shops and nicking stuff and selling a bit of gear and all that, and then doing a bit of sort of protection work. What was the next step after that? Was it? Did it just get? You get a bit of a name for yourself.
Yeah, we had the reputation anyway. You know what I mean? Because you used to get some of these little mobs trying to step in, so we had to sort them out. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, done quite a bit of that. I know. Yeah.
And what was that? Was that just like beating them up, or was it give them a nice little crowbar around the back of the head?
No, I never used weapons.
Right.
No. Yeah. Always fists and all this. And I was very quick with a nut and all. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So he was the master of the flying headbutt.
Terry, I was good. Yeah. I was never beaten a fight.
Right.
Even to this day.
Right.
I knocked a few out in the pubs and all. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, it's I mean, my great granddad was a boxer, and he used to do a lot of the bare knuckle stuff when he was in the army, and he I remember when I think he was 77 or 78. And he used to live in Walton-on-Thames.
Yeah.
And I went over to see him one day, and he was always saying to me, and I was only like 6 or 7 years of age.
Yeah.
He was always saying to me, he's going, when you're old enough, I'm going to teach you to hold your hands up. You got a box. It's good for self-defense, this and the other.
Yeah.
And he said, do you want to go to the sweetie shop? And I went, yeah. So we went to the sweetie shop, and he was going to buy me. Back then, you used to get a little paper bag, and it was like a pick and mix sort of thing. And I remember we walked into this shop, there was some young fella walking out, and as he walked out, he like barged into him. And he said, "Oh, watch where you're going, son," or whatever. And he goes, "Why don't you fuck off, you old cunt?"
Yeah,
He's turned around, smack, and sparked the geezer out. And I just looked around and I was like, and I went home and I went, "It was so fucking cool." Great granddad knocked this fucking guy out.
Did you ever take boxing up? Son?
Yeah. I had 8 fights.
Oh yeah. Did you
only
win?
amateur. I had 5 wins and 3 losses.
Yeah.
I mean, I was. I did it for self-defence, really, because I grew up on the estate and I wanted to, learn to take care of myself and not
that's
get
right.
bullied.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But I was all right, but I was never going to be Tyson Fury. So, like you have to quit while you're ahead.
Yeah, right, and also it's down there.
But I actually wanted to go into boxing, promoting. And like, I mean, I'm sure you remember Frank Warren.
Oh yeah, I met Frank. Yeah.
And Barry Earn.
Yeah, and Barry Earn, both of them. Yeah.
And I remember at school being obsessed with boxing. And the careers officer said to me, he said, "When you leave, what do you want to do?" So I want to be a boxing manager or boxing promoter. And I actually read it out in assembly because I thought it was so funny that some idiot wanted to go into that. But then you look at Barry Earn and Frank Warren and look at Eddie Earn now, and they're all like multi-millionaires. So
I know
it wasn't actually that stupid a fucking idea.
I know, yeah. But at the time, they were worth nothing, I know.
But I think they were doing all right. I don't know what the money was like then, but I'm sure it was still good. I'm sure they earned a good living.
Because I met Barry Earn down at York Hall, right? And we went down. There was me, Tony, Freddie Foreman. Who else was it? Joey Powell. Yeah, we all went down there, right? Next thing you know, Tony said, "What the fuck's going on here?" I said, "What's the matter with you?" He said, "Look who's up here doing the old refereeing there." Do what? Fucking, what's his name? The copper Nixon. What was his name? I forgot his name. The copper banged them all up. Go on.
Oh, Nipperee.
Yeah, he was on the boxing committee.
He's on the boxing board of control, wasn't he?
And Freddie and all they said, "What the fuck's going on here? Right? Let's fucking sling him out the fucking." That was funny. That was there. Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, when we go into that, I mean, for me, the 60s were such a massive part of British history.
Yeah.
With people like I remember David Bailey, that picture of the twins that he did.
Yeah.
And obviously they were the first celebrity gangsters, weren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, with your family, were you sort of along with that ride, or were you literally like, let them have all the fucking pictures, we'll stay out here?
No, they were the number ones then, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I didn't know because all the people that I spoke to, that were in organised crime back then, they all didn't want to be in the paper.
No, that's right. They didn't want publicity.
Right.
No, that's right. So you did, yeah. Well, the twins didn't really want publicity, but it just started to get on top, didn't it? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if they had their own press agent, you know. Cause...
I wouldn't be surprised if they had. But I'll tell you, old Charlie's son Gary was a nice fella.
Right.
Yeah, he died, didn't he? Charlie liked a good one, didn't he?
Do you know something? I only met Charlie Kray once, and I think I met him when just before he got caught up in that sting where I think that they stitched him up. Somebody rang him up, and I, as I said, I didn't know him.
No, he didn't get stitched up. That was a right setup. It was.
But someone told me that he was one of these guys that you say, "Charlie, I want to buy an elephant." He go, "Leave it at me. I'll do it." You know, he wasn't. Even if he couldn't do it, he just say he could do it.
Yeah.
And I think they stitched him up by saying, "Oh, we want to buy this, whatever it was."
Yeah.
It was coke, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know.
And then he went, "Oh yeah, I can get it for you." And then he died in prison.
Yeah, he did.
I'm pretty sure.
He did die in prison.
Because he got banged up for like 10 years, and obviously, if you're in a fucking crown court,
he did die in prison. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And if you look at it, all the Krays really. I know Reggie come out for a little bit, but he was on his way out. But they all died in jail.
So all died, Nick. I know.
It was a pretty powerful statement, I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
For people that were thinking of going down the wrong path.
It was a shame. But I tell you, their old man was a nice one. I liked the old man. His good old boy he was in there. Yeah. And the mum was a nice one. Yeah.
Because when you see Charlie and Violet Kray, were they how they're depicted in the movies, or would you say that they were not represented in the right manner? Because you obviously met them.
Old Charlie was quite a quiet fella. Yeah. And what it was like in his younger days, I don't know. But but the Violet was very, very quiet woman. Violet, yeah. And the aunts and all that, yeah.
And you know, obviously you going back to, you know, being in you know, you're doing this protection. What would you call them? Rackets, protection rackets in Soho, looking after the girls, doing some protection for the clubs.
Doing and going around doing the nightclubs, doing a bit of mind on the doors and that, just backing up all the doormen.
Right. And then what point was it that the Krays kind of come into the Lambrianos path? Did you have a little set to with them, or was it?
No set to, no.
Right.
Yeah, old Reggie and Ronnie wanted to ask to see Tony. Told Ronnie Bender, right. So, we want to meet Tony. Yeah, and when they asked about Chrissy said, "No, I don't want to know.
Right.
I'm happy as I am," and that was Chrissy all over.
Right.
I mean, Chrissy was into everything. Yeah.
Right.
All the club life, you name it, he was.
Right.
He was shit hot. Yeah, good fighter and all.
Right.
Yeah.
So how did you then end up? Because again, it was always like when you look back in the press, when you read the books, it always seemed that the Lambriano family was a big part of the Krays, you know, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So
but at the end of the day, when it was just starting to back the twins up. Yeah. If they need anything help, we was there. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we'd go to a lot of do's and all that sort of thing, like with Joey Powell and all the rest of the boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Joey Powell was an absolute diamond. You met Joey, yeah?
Yeah.
He done a lot of charity, a lot of that guy down there.
Yeah.
And done some cracking events. Yeah.
I think where we first met was the boxing.
Yeah.
Caesar's Palace and all them different places.
Caesar's Palace and Streatham, He done a lot on them,
And all Kensington Royal Gardens.
That's it, sorry, Kensington Royal Gardens, It wasn't the Grove, it's Kensington New Garden. Yeah.
So that was when I first sort of bumped into you and Tony and Chris.
Yeah, that's right.
And so it was crazy to think, you know, I mean, what were the Krays actually like? Because everyone's read the books.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen the press stories. They become an obsession, right? So, you know, if you talk...
I always, to be honest, I always found Reggie okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Reggie was Reggie. He was just like a normal guy. And Ronnie had his little spasms, you know what I mean?
Right.
But, I mean, Charlie was as quiet as they came, yeah. Right. But, and Reggie, I mean, I always found Reggie okay. Yeah.
And what were they like as...
Because you see some of these films, they turn them into animals, don't you?
Right.
What was that? Who's that pair that made that film?
Are you talking about the original Kray film with the Spandau Ballet brothers?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah. That was the original one, wasn't it?
And who's the other one? There's another one that was made. Pair of nutters.
Well, there's the one that Tom Hardy did.
No, not Tom Hardy, no.
That was Legend, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Legend.
But I think there might have been some other ones, some sort of smaller budget ones, but I don't think they...
Spandau Ballet weren't too bad,
yeah. I just kept expecting him to burst into song.
But, you know what I mean, but, you know what I mean, Tom Hardy, the way he played Reggie and Ronnie, you couldn't have been many perfects, right. Because Chrissy said to me, we was at the Legend, the film, and we started talking to Tom, right, and Tom said to Chrissy, I met you before, Chris. Chris said, where? It's in Brixton. You've done a lecture there.
Right.
Because he was on the old drugs, wasn't he, old Tom?
Right, he was.
Yeah. And he said, that's where I met you, Chris. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That's because Chris, because he did a lot, didn't he, to get people off drugs?
Yeah, he does it now. He does it. He was doing the Lee Valley thing. And the amount of people he's helped is just unreal,
Right.
He's always ready to help them, charities, whatever. Right. Yeah. To be honest, Chris does a good job, Yeah.
And obviously around that period of time, you obviously met Ronnie and Reggie. You was all like working together.
Yeah.
When did sort of these other characters like Mad Frankie Fraser and Freddie Foreman come in?
Well, Freddie was always there.
Right.
Yeah. Wherever you went, you always bumped into Freddie.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like to hold Fred, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fred was never a flash or nothing like
Right.
You know what I mean? Freddie was Freddie. You know? Frankie's, I always found Frankie quiet.
Right.
Yeah. He's made me like Frankie. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Old Bruce Reynolds. I liked old Bruce and all. He was very quiet, Bruce, Yeah,
Nick's actually coming on today.
Yeah. Nick's a nice guy. I like Nick. Yeah. Good boy, Nick.
Good boy.
Yeah.
And Bruce, I always went the first time I
You
met...
never went to the funeral, did you?
No.
That was some funeral.
Wow.
But you laid it was in Smithville Meat Market.
Right.
Because we all worked down at Smithville Meat Market once, you know.
Right.
Because I went to this coal store factory across the road from where I lived.
Right.
And we all went on strike, and all the meat market boys wanted us down there.
Right.
So me, Leon, Mike, Tony, done a little bit down the old Smithfield meat market.
Right, okay.
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
But that's where Bruce Reynolds had his funeral.
Yeah, in that church there. You ever been there?
No.
Have a walk in there. There's some church down there. Yeah.
And you know, what was it like in that organised crime circles? Was it competitive, or was everybody kind of collaborating? So
it was fine, yeah. Collaborate,
right. So we got a bit of work. Do you want to do a bit? And
you had a bit of that and all, yeah.
Right.
But I mean, everyone was quite friendly, yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because everyone knew each other,
right,
and it was the right atmosphere. There was no vendettas or nothing like that. You know what I mean?
And your patch, if you like, was Bethnal Green, East London.
Yeah.
And was
Dorset, Dalston, Hackney, Tottenham, yeah.
Was it all Soho as well?
Yeah, we always wanted that, so yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously there was that sort of notorious rivalry with the Richardsons.
Yeah.
Was that just because they were south and you was east, or?
But we had no rivalry with the Richardsons at all, because I was quite friendly with Charlie.
Right.
Charlie Richardson, yeah. Been out a few times with Charlie.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and Eddie a couple of times, I bumped into Eddie, yeah.
Yeah.
But Charlie's made me laugh.
Right.
We went to, what is it? Who was it at that restaurant in down London?
The Titanic one?
No, not Michael Caine. Was it? No, one of the old film stars.
Yeah, was it Michael Caine's one, the Langhams?
Langhams.
Because everyone used to go there, didn't they?
Langhams.
Yeah.
We went in there, old Wally Angus, right, because he had a place in Twickenham.
Right.
Anyway, he invited us down for dinner. So we're in there. So all of a sudden, I goes Charlie and Ronnie sitting there. Then me and June came in. All of a sudden, and I said, right, we're going through to dinner. So I went through to dinner, sit at this table there, and there was a load of guys sitting on the table, all about 7 or 8 guys. And all of a sudden, looking around, Charlie said, who are they? I don't know. They're all fucking old Bill, aren't they? Charlie packing. Oh, he said, what the fuck are you doing to us, Ronnie? I wanted, no, they all wanted Charlie's autograph. That's what the old Bill. I couldn't fucking believe it, I tell you. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how it was depicted. It was depicted like they were at each other's throats, but the reality was they weren't.
Yeah. Charlie was a quiet guy,
Right.
Yeah, a very shrewd bloke. Yeah.
Some said he was actually the one who made all the dough.
Yeah, he was. He had gold mines over in Africa, didn't he?
Right.
But there was problems over there with the African. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not sure what happened, whether they lost out on it. Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is when you're doing something in a foreign country.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, Charlie, I liked old Charlie, good boy.
And we
went out quite a few times with Charlie and Ronnie. We still see Ronnie now.
Right. And some of the things that happen, as you know, the Krays obviously become more famous, and obviously you become notorious. Did you find that the sort of law, the police were on you, like?
All the time. It's like in Bournemouth. Any excuse, as soon as they knew who I was,
right,
then I'd have the whole pill on me. Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. I had a few times come down the pub there, but they could never get me for nothing. You know what I mean?
And what did they? I mean, was it just literally following you around, or were they doing raids on your house, or pulling you over in the car? Can we have a look in the boot? I mean, was that the?
No, I never had that. No. But as soon as anything to do with the pubs, they come and have a little nose round and that. But they could never get us for anything, Joe. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah. But anybody they could nick us for, they would do it.
Oh, okay.
And pile it on and all. Yeah. Yeah.
And when would you say was the moment when it all started to go wrong? Because obviously, lots of people said Ron obviously wasn't well.
Yeah. I know.
And he was obviously paranoid and he thought everyone was out to get him.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, I liked old Jack. Yeah.
Right.
He was his own worst enemy. He come down to the Regency Club, right, pissed out and he said, I'm going to kill this one. And he used to do everyone's head in.
Right.
But otherwise, when he was sober, as good as gold, Jack, yeah.
So he was just like a nuisance?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a nuisance. But everyone said he didn't deserve to die, you know what I mean? But the thing is that Ronnie Hart went and give fucking Reggie a knife, didn't he? Yeah.
So what actually happened then? He kept on being a nuisance, and then did he just he just become such a nuisance one night. They just when he's going to go.
Yeah. No, Richard, because Reggie lost his missus,
Right.
and he just started to lose the plot a bit, Reggie, didn't he?
So you think that was probably so you've got his brother who's kind of going nuts anyway, and then he's obviously had the trauma of him losing his wife.
Yeah, I know.
And then you think he just went on one, and that was.
I think that's what happened. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because you know what I mean, he was Reggie weren't that bad to flip like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know what I mean, he went berserk with a knife, didn't he?
Right.
Like he stabbed it to pieces, didn't he? Yeah.
And that story where they did it in the house, and then obviously Tony turned up and they wrapped him in the carpet. Was that real or was that bollocks?
No, Ronnie Bender, because Ronnie said, Tony, you got to help me, right? So Tony went in there and wrapped it all up, like the body, and you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, when they loaded him in the car, right, Chrissy turned and said, what are you doing? And when he told him, he said, you're fucking joking. Because Chrissy went home, didn't he, before it happened?
Right.
Yeah, anyway, when he came back, and Tony drove him over to the other side of the water and parked him outside his church where Freddie had to pick him up, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah. But
because those are called Freddie Foreman the Magician, didn't they?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
make them disappear.
Yeah, I know. Freddie could do it. Yeah. There's a few bodies Freddie don't know about. That'd be a good one for when Freddie does come out.
Right.
Yeah. When he dies, all stories will come out.
Right.
Probably Jamie, his son.
Right.
Right. Because you met Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie's been in a couple
I
of movies with us, yeah.
I like Jamie.
Good guy.
Good boy, yeah.
It's a shame. I don't know why they fell out, but I know they had a falling out because I know I'm trying to think when it was. I was speaking to. So we did a film. I don't know if you ever saw it called Once Upon a Time in London.
Yeah.
And Jamie was in that, and I remember being on the set, and he said, "Me and my dad are doing a film about my dad, and we're writing the script and all that." But then didn't hear anything again after that, and I don't know when they fell out. But
I know. Yeah.
it's a shame, really. But
I'm not sure what they fell out over. Yeah. But I know because Jamie weren't involved with the pub.
right,
What was that pub called? Yeah.
I can't think where it was.
You know, but Madonna's old man bought it.
Oh, Punch Bowl.
Punch Bowl. That's a Punch Bowl.
But that was Freddie's.
Yeah, it's Freddie's.
Right, okay.
Oh yeah, we all went down there for quite a few times.
Right.
Tony's birthday parties down there, right? Yeah. And it was going right, but Fred didn't want to sell it, did he?
Right.
I know. And so, as far as I know, that's why he fell out with his son. Yeah.
Right. Oh, so they had it together.
Yeah. Oh
Right,
yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But I bet it was Fred that got it in the first
Well,
place.
you was in a pub trade as well, Jim, and you know how
yeah.
fucking hard it is. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
anybody who thinks, oh yeah, well, I'm in a pub, it'd be a laugh.
Well,
I mean, it's,
today's murder. I wouldn't touch a pub today. So. No.
I'd.
You haven't got the old drinkers anymore, the old school drinkers. Yeah.
But the thing is, like in the old days, I remember like my old man used to go to the pub, and he'd walk in,
That's it, you got it, yeah.
like from work. He wouldn't even come home. He'd go straight in the pub, get fucked up. 11 o'clock at night, stagger in the door, where's my food, put it in the microwave or eat it up, eat it, go to sleep. And that would be his life 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he wasn't the only one. But now people sort of, they're drinking like protein shakes, they're going to the gym.
This is what they go, they're all stuck in the supermarkets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This, and plus they're on the laptops, all that sort of thing, you know what I mean? Phones, yeah. Oh, the whole scene's changed altogether, yeah.
And I think the hardest thing about having a pub is you got to be there 24/7.
Yeah.
And unless you're an owner operator, you're going to get fucked. People are going to nick from you, going to give drinks away.
So you're 100% right here.
I remember that there was 2 moments that I enjoyed down in the pub. When I bought it, when I sold it. I enjoyed being in there. Like
So you're in the pub?
Yeah, over in Ascot. Yeah, so we had a place called Marrakesh, which was...
that name rings a bell to me. When was that?
I think you come down with Wilf one time.
Yeah.
Because we it's actually quite funny because we had somebody actually cased it, right, and they actually was walking around it, and they went upstairs and was looking around upstairs, and one of the guys come out and was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And the guy's, "Oh, I'm looking for the toilet."
Yeah.
But then he clocked him get in the car.
Yeah.
Got his number plate. Obviously, we found out who the guy was.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They were like doing armed robberies on pubs.
Oh, yeah.
But Wolf, Wolf had a word with him, and they didn't come around again.
Yeah.
But he was great fun. I mean, that's also when I come to your pub and we had that bit of lunch in Boscombe. I mean, that was that was good. But I think you'd have people in there like just mad shit.
Yeah.
One day you'd be in there, you walk in, it'd be like 7 o'clock. Somebody throwing fucking glasses around, and you're like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
Or you get a phone call, someone just put the window through.
Yeah.
The toilet's broken, the electrics are gone, the fucking chef's sick, and you're just like, "Fuck's sake!" Does nothing ever go right in business,
I had one of the old coaches come down to Deacon's with all the soldiers on.
Right.
They were visiting down somewhere in Bournemouth.
Right.
And he came in, one of the officers, "Excuse me, you don't mind if we come and sit and have a drink?" I said, "Sorry. You boys just walk down and sit wherever you want. Right. You have any problem, just fucking tell me, right?" And they'd been out the door like a shot. There was about 20, 30 old soldiers with all their medals, all the rest of it.
Right.
I said, anyone makes one move remark, just let me know, right? And they really enjoyed themselves. Yeah. But there was another time, right, in the ball pack, there's an old girl at a door, across the road from the Alton Hospital in Banbury.
Yeah.
And 2 guys walked in from acid in her face and robbed her, right? Wow. Anyway, all of a sudden the rumours flew around, and Nicky, my brother, right, said, "Right, that's who done it, right? You don't do it, we're going to fucking do them anyway." Next thing you know, right, they got banged up, they got next anyway. 2 of them came in the pub, right, years later. Anyway, all of a sudden, Zoe said to me, "Jim, there's 2 blokes in the front bar won't pay for their drinks." So I walked for her, I said, "What's the problem?" "Yeah, we're not paying for the drinks." I said, "What? Do what?" I said, "You trying to be funny?" "Yeah, you're Nicky Grass." I said, "You the 2 wankers." I really asking. Yeah, I went bang, bang, knocked the fucking pair of them out. The old Bill turned up, I said, "Take him out of fucking fighting."
Right.
An old girl there was,
Fucking liberty.
I know.
That is a liberty.
Yeah, but there's quite a few times I've been people.
How old was you then, Jim?
About 50.
Wow.
Yeah.
You never lose it though, do you?
Yeah, about 50, so
Right.
But I've done a few, you know what I mean? Yeah.
When you have a pub, though, unfortunately, it's the byproduct of having a pub, isn't it? You're going to get.
I've had one guy walk behind the bar, by my pub away, walked round, I tried to help myself a drink. I fucking knocked him out and then slung him out the door, or head first out the door,
Right.
Yeah.
It was actually quite funny. There was a guy. I remember walking in the bar one night, and this guy was standing at the bar, and he was shouting.
Yeah, go on,
the barmaid.
Yeah.
And I walked up beside of him, and I said, "What's the problem, mate?" And he said, "What's it fucking got to do with you?" So I've just got bang, grabbed him, and I've just thrown him out the fucking door, and then just carried on. And my wife's come in, and she goes, she goes, "David, there's a drunk outside, like asleep." I said, "He's not asleep. He's unconscious." But it's just like madness. Do you know what I mean? And it's like that sort of thing where if I'd have tried to calm him down, he'd have probably fucking swung at me. Do you know what I mean?
But we had a reputation in Bournemouth, right? We go around out some of the clubs and pubs out around here because a friend of mine, George Knox, right, Big Nookie, right, Simon, you know what I mean, and Big Tall Paul, and you know what I mean, we didn't muck about when it come to the crunch,
Right.
And we'd all, you know what I mean, look at some of the pubs and the clubs down there, So we had a good old reputation,
Right. And I suppose, like you said, because you've got that famous name, I bet there was a picture of you down the police station. They were like, "We're going to get him."
But I tell you, we had right mixture down there in Bournemouth, down there, around Boscombe,
Well, it's like mad, and it's like you got nice people.
Yeah.
Then you got like fucking crackheads, and then you've got like fucking people that are just.
So you're 100% right. I know. But again, I mean, they're going about the crime now, right? I'm still a great believer in one thing. The law are fucking arseholes because they should put the copper back on the beat.
Yeah.
If a copper's back on the beat, like the old days, I mean, there's no way you begin. The amount of stabbings you had happen would never have happened.
No.
Because there's no way someone's going to walk around with a big knife in his pocket when he knows the copper's around the corner.
No, you're absolutely right.
And you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? And the time, anything that's going on, you know what I mean? Some of the old girls or some of the old boys, I've just seen so-and-so. They knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Where today, nothing. It's getting worse and worse as it goes on.
Well, you know, it's like, I remember growing up as a kid and I'd be out playing till midnight if I could get away with it.
Yeah.
And you know, you go on adventures, you go walking about. Now, you wouldn't want your kids fucking walking about because they're either going to get fucking kidnapped or fucking stabbed.
I know.
Yeah, hopefully none of those.
Yeah.
But there's a chance it can happen. And you know, I think the good thing about social media is it's made everybody more aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I know.
But the downside is, I think someone was saying to me the other day that obviously, you know, they need more bobbies on the beat.
Yeah.
And they need to be a lot less tolerant.
Yeah,
because there's, for me, all this sort of tolerance shit. We've got to be tolerant of everyone. We've got to let everybody be, you know, it doesn't matter. And I think what the message, even the kids at school, they can identify as whatever they want.
Yeah.
And it just encourages people to fuck about. And you know, if you're a policeman and you pull someone over or you stop them in the street, they just fucking start filming you. If you know, it should be like, you can't film the police.
Yeah.
And because I think straight away, if you're a police officer, someone's filming you, it's like,
I know.
You know, you might say, because you know, you're racist, you're this, you're that. They need to stop all that shit. I think that, and I think the police should have zero tolerance. You fuck about, you get caught with one of them fucking zombie knives, you go to jail. There's not you've been a naughty
totally
boy.
agree with you.
They've got to
but
do
they
something.
need to put the copper back on the beat.
Big
time, Tone. Serious here and there.
Yeah.
Because
I think
it's going to get worse and worse as it goes. Look at the amount of stabbings going on.
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, you know what I mean?
I mean, what was it like? I mean, in the 60s, I mean, you know, it was mainly fists, wasn't it?
So, you know what I mean, we get up to mischief. But, you know what I mean, as soon as you see a copper away, you ain't, you know what I mean? Right. You avoid the copper.
You didn't want to get rolled up in the carpet, did you, and beat up?
That's right. No, but that's it, so, yeah. I mean, you take a Shoreditch, right? You go drinking around Shoreditch, come walking up, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, the coppers will throw you over the fucking side to Liverpool Street on their manor, right? Yeah, just to get you out of the way. Yeah, that's how it all went. Yeah, Brick Lane. Yeah,
but I mean, now have you been at Brick Lane or Shoreditch recently? Yeah. I mean, it's not anything like it used to be, was it? It was like the hood back then. It really is like there's
terrible now.
There's when I was there recently, it's very like cool now. Yeah. So there's lots of hipsters, there's lots of guys with beards. Yeah. There's lots of
I know
birds with blue hair.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like, if you're in marketing or you're in
the markets,
the
I own the market itself. For Christ's sake. Yeah, it ain't the old school anymore, is it? I know. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not because I always remember Shoreditch, Hackney, Stratford, all those areas, they were like bad places. You know what I mean? But now they were quite friendly.
They were tough old places, but not as bad as what you got now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I think you got more likelihood of becoming a victim of crime if you're in Bond Street, Mayfair, Chelsea, any nice area, because that's obviously where people are spending money.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
There's nice cars, there's nice watches. I mean, a friend of mine had his car and he parked it in a car park because it was manned and because there was CCTV, and they put his back window in and took all the stuff out of his boot, and he'd been shopping, so he took his wife out. They'd gone and bought some stuff, some clothes, some shoes or whatever. We're parking in the car park, we're going to have a nice meal, and come back for the meal a couple of hours later and all the stuff got stolen.
Yeah.
So he's just like, so he's now like, you know, I can't even go into London shopping now without, so now I'm ordering it online.
Yeah.
I'll go to London and have dinner, but I won't be doing that again. And people are actually, you know, the back shelves in the cars, they're actually taking them out. So when you look, you can actually see in the window, there's nothing in the boot. Because if they can't see it, they just fucking put the window in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bad.
Yeah.
Was knives and guns a thing in the 60s, really?
No, not knives. No. Right. And not so much guns either. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's well, but you didn't see lots of guns, you know what I mean? Right. Yeah.
Because that knife, when you was talking earlier about Ronnie giving Reggie not Ronnie Kray, but the other Ronnie, giving him Reggie the knife, and then he said, "Do him." What was it? Was it a knife from the kitchen, or was it actually a blade?
I'm not sure what the knife was.
Right.
But that's when Reggie went berserk, didn't he? Right. Just kept stabbing him, didn't he? Oh no, yeah.
And you was in prison at this time.
Yeah.
So what happened there with the prison thing? What did you get nicked for?
We lived in Bly Street, 2 rooms upstairs next door to Tony, right? Anyway, Nick, you know, right? He we knew a caretaker in a block of flats in Hackney, right? And they were talking about knocking 2 flats into one, which would have been lovely flats. Anyway, all of a sudden, it got turned down, right? So anyway, my ex-missus decided to put a card in the shop window, flat to rent, right? So a guy come and gave her a few quid. He went round to the caretaker. Caretaker said, what are you talking about? Well, the old bill was on his back. They'd been after him a while, been bit suspicious of what's going on with him, facts. But he was a good boy anyway. But he done no harm anyway. So next thing you know, right. So they nicked me missus, right? And I said, because the guy said it was took the money. Anyway, it goes to court. I said, what, go to court for what? I said, you done fuck all wrong, you know what I mean? Anyway, he said, we want you here. I said, don't talk bollocks. I said, at the end of the day, all she's done, put a card in the shop window, took a few quid for the flat, I'll be giving a few quid back. Right. No, we're going to nick her.
Wow.
I couldn't fucking believe it. Went to court anyway. Next thing you know, we'll do a deal. Right? I said, what's the deal? You know she's going to go to prison. I said, you cannot put a fucking pregnant woman in prison.
Wow.
He said, we'll see what happens. Right. Anyway, going to do a deal? I said, what deal? You take the rap and that's it. I said, I'll take the fucking rap. And I've got 6 months for it.
Wow.
For fuck all, absolutely nothing. Yeah. But again, that stopped me being that night with them. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
As if you had been there that night.
Yeah.
Because what did they get? 15 years?
Yeah, recommending 15s.
Wow.
See, if anything was going on, Tony, come with me, right? We go down to Regency Club. Yeah, with Reggie and Ronnie all down and all that crowd, right? And but anyway, that night I would have probably been with them. Because it was only supposed to be a party, weren't it?
Right.
But it weren't supposed to be. It weren't no setup. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway,
when parties go wrong,
I have to say that again. Bloody hell, that did go wrong and all, didn't it? Yeah.
Fucking hell. So really, that 6 months in jail was you'll get out of jail free card. Otherwise, you'd have ended up.
Yeah, I know.
Because even though Chris wasn't there, why did he get it, or was it just because of conspiracy?
Chrissy that night, right? Chrissy was supposed to have gone to the party, hadn't he? Because I don't want to know. Yeah. Because to be honest, Chrissy was a bit cagey with this wins.
Right.
He didn't trust them too much, right? Because you know what I mean? Because they always they wanted Chrissy more to fetch people down from the clubs up in Birmingham.
Right.
All the big dudes down here, right? Open the nightclub up and get some of the old rich people down here and all that sort of thing. But Chrissy was his own work. He done his own thing, right? But anyway, but that night, anyway, next thing you know, when Chrissy heard what was going on, he came back, didn't he? See where Tony was.
Right.
And that's when they found out.
Wow.
When they were loading the body in the car. Chrissy, I don't fucking believe it, because Chrissy followed them up, didn't he?
And I suppose it's that thing where if he's seen with Tony on the night, he's fucked.
Yeah, I know.
If he weren't there.
Yeah.
I mean, that is fucked up. Going to jail for fucking 15 years for something you haven't nothing to do.
I know. That's right. Yeah.
And when
I went down the cells after, when they all got their sentences, you never seen so many choked people. Absolutely. You know what I mean? All them types of years they were getting. Yeah. Right. Ronnie Bender. You know what I mean? He went fucking mad at Reggie, right? And you know what I mean?
What's he saying? Will you give me the knife?
No. Well, it wasn't Ronnie Bender. Ronnie Hart.
Oh, Ronnie Hart. Right. Sorry, I thought it was Ronnie.
That's Ronnie Hart. Fucking Ronnie's boyfriend.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Ronnie Hart, not Ronnie Bender.
Right.
No, Ronnie Bender was. Ronnie's an ex-soldier, good boy. Right. He used to drive the twins about. Yeah.
But because he was there again, he got
20 years.
Wow.
Why he got 20 years?
But the guy who gave him the blade, he didn't get nicked.
Did he get nicked? I'm not sure now.
Because if he got away with it, that'd be a fucking tragedy, right? After people weren't involved, they all got fucking 15, 20 years.
I think they'd done a deal with him.
Right.
Because he's the one who chopped them all up.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's why he fucking...
I'm not,
that's why he didn't get nicked.
I know he done that, but
right.
I don't think I'm not sure he went away.
Right. If he's grassed them up, they probably said, like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
If you take the rap, Jim, your missus can go free.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm trying to figure what he got now. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Probably the witness protection program.
But he was a fucking pain in the arse. We had to go down Soho, right? Reggie wanted me, Tony, Tommy Cowley, right, and Ronnie Hart had to go cut down a couple of covers on that Soho. Right. All of a sudden, but he was a happy bastard. Give me all that. So, you never seen me like it. And all the doorman said to him, for fuck's sake, tell me sharp. So I slung him in a fucking knock on the head, Ronnie, will you? Right. There's the old bill bat everywhere. You're worrying the doorman. Anyway, Tommy Cowley phoned Reggie up. Reggie said, get that fucking bastard back here. Right. Reggie, give him a fucking whack. Yeah.
Because that thing with Reggie and Ronnie, when they used to offer him the cigarette and then break the jaw, that was one of their things.
Yeah.
So if Ronnie or Reggie offered you a cigarette, you always fucking would like that. You always stood like a couple of metres back.
Yeah.
At that point, had Ronnie had already gone to jail at this point?
Yeah.
Or would he not? Because when they killed Jack the Hat, the George Cornell thing.
Was Ron? No,
because I'm just trying to do the timeline. Because
Ronnie was inside, wasn't he?
well, that's what I'm trying. Did he do George Cornell before that, or was it after that?
No, before.
So
well before then.
Right, okay. So this was at the end, right?
Yeah.
But if you rewind to that incident in the Blind Beggar, what actually led up to that? Because like you said, the Richardsons and the Krays weren't really at war, right? But was it just like
Cornell was being too fucking flash, wasn't he?
Right.
He come down the Blind Beggar, fucking slagging them off with his friends. Started having a right wind up them. And so that they were getting pissed off with him,
Right.
And he carried on being so over the top.
Right.
That's when he went in and fucking shot him, wasn't he? Yeah.
So he was like a modern day troll, but instead of being on social media, he just turned up
But
places.
where he turned up with the twins, he fucking started opening his mouth, wasn't he? Yeah. Right. Taking liberties, you know what I mean?
And you know, was it like it was in the movie where he's in the pub, the geezer calls him a fat puff, he then goes, go and get my fucking thing, and then he just bang.
He walked in, he shot him,
So it was literally as it was in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And what, I mean, do you think he did it because he was fucking mad?
But see, they tried it as a double murder.
Right.
And there was no way it was a double murder. You know
They
what I mean?
happened quite a way apart. Right?
That's what I mean. I know, yeah. That's why they got heavy sentences.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, with Ronnie at that point, do you think he did that because he was fucking mad, or do you think that he was just literally, you know, he just wanted to fucking kill somebody?
Yeah, that's Ronnie all over.
Right.
You know, I mean, end of the day, he was going over the top, wasn't he? Yeah.
Because Wilf, you know, when I spoke to Wilf, because Wilf was talking to me.
Yeah.
Trying to think when it was, but he was talking to me about doing another Kray film, right? And this is before, obviously, Legend come out.
Yeah, go on, yeah.
And he actually said, he was saying about Ron, and he used to say that there was, like, when you was with him, he had this really, fucking menacing presence where he look in your eyes, and you wouldn't know if he was going to fucking...
How long has Will been gone?
I'd say 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years.
I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Because you was at the funeral, weren't you?
Yeah.
I remember seeing you at the funeral. Dave Courtney was there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people. Billy Murray. There was a lot of people that gave him a send off. But it was an ongoing joke with Wilf because he was always dying, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So like from probably 55, I only got a year left, and everyone had always and people when I sort of got around him and we went out a few times and he introduced me to different people. People always go, is he still fucking alive? He's meant to be, he was dying last year, he's still alive. And I think he lived to, I think it was 79, 78. I mean, he had
he had to be,
he had a pretty good run. Considering he had all the heart conditions and he had to have the operations.
Yeah, because Chris is 86. Yeah, he'd be about, he'd be early, late 70s. Yeah.
But I always used to remember John and Alex.
Yeah.
They were from down that way as well, weren't they?
Yeah, John, good boy, old John.
Yeah. He did a little bit of stuff for us when we was doing the raves, but he was a big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, I like old John. He's a good boy. Yeah.
And but he said that about Ronnie. He said he had that thing about him where you would sort of think, is he going to fucking like lose the plot? He told me a great story.
Where was you doing your raves down there?
We was doing. I mean, this is the 90s, right? So we were doing. I think we did. There was a club down Bournemouth that Richard Carr owned.
You never went to the Opera House, did you?
We did one at the Opera House.
You done one at the Opera House?
We did Southampton. We did Portsmouth.
Yeah.
We did Eastbourne. We
you
did
knew
Hastings.
Kenny Bloom?
Don't think so.
What about Pete Bunting?
No, because what we do,
from that Southampton.
Sometimes we'd we'd license their name. So I didn't always deal with every single club, but we used to do 15 or 20 events a month. So we did quite a lot.
Yeah.
All up and down the country.
Yeah. So you don't do them now?
No. I come out of that in 2003. So I've been out the club business for 21 years. But that was an eye opener.
Yeah. So what have you been doing since?
I got into acting, so I did a bit in a few movies.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I produced a few movies, and obviously doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And then just back. I think when you're like me, you end up sort of meeting loads of different people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then occasionally people go, oh, I'm working on this. Do you want to be involved? Or I'm come up with this idea. Can you help me? Or or an investor that I'm working with will go, actually, I want you to come in on this and help me with this. Because I've always been one of them sort of 24/7 hard-working, resourceful characters. So I think, I mean, I've had... I'm 53 now, so yeah. 18, I sort of lost my job. So, I've been sort of working for myself for 35 years. Which is a long time.
Oh, yeah.
But Wolf always did say that. And he told me a funny story. And this was, I don't know when this was, but there was a run-in with Charlie Richardson.
Yeah.
And he said, I had a meeting, but I actually sat down with him. And he said, I was actually going to fucking... take him out, right? And he said, we sat opposite each other and we were chatting and it all got sorted out. And then they sort of laughed and shook hands. And he said, I'm glad we're shaking hands. And then he said, why? And he said, because I was going to use this. And he put it on the table. And then Charlie went, so they both went there thinking they was going to fucking take each other out. Do you know what I mean? But then because they found common ground, it was all sort of like,
I know.
But then they become great friends.
And
I just thought, what a great story. I don't know when this was. It must have been in the 60s or the 70s. But
a lot of them became friendly because they all done a lot of birds together.
Right.
Yeah.
But Wolf never went to jail though, did he? He was very smart that he never did any bird.
Like the old train robbers, they were good crowd, weren't they? Yeah.
Well, I met Bruce Reynolds, and I didn't meet Tommy.
Tommy was,
and I mean, out of all, but back in the 60s, if you put all the gangsters like the Richardsons, the Krays, the Lambrianos, Mad Frankie Fraser, you got all the guys and lined them up. Who was the fucking one that everybody would be like, do not fuck about of him? I mean, was there one that was absolutely terrified of everybody?
They'd be terrified of the twins, wouldn't they?
Right.
There's no doubt about that, you know what I mean? Yeah, that'd be the number one, wouldn't it? Yeah. Of course, they'd be terrified of the others, but it'd be always, the twins would be up the top of the ladder, Yeah. That's just the way it was, so, you know what I mean? Mm.
So back then, if you had a problem with them, then you know it wasn't a good place to be.
No, that's right. Yeah.
and obviously when you was in jail, when that murder happened, you was out of jail when it happened. They then arrested you. For the murder.
Yeah.
But then you had a great alibi.
Yeah.
You was in jail.
I couldn't believe when they turned up. All of a sudden, woke up. There's 8 coppers round the bed. Come, I said, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. Got Tony down in the car. I said, do what? I said, what? Get dressed, come. Got dressed, went down there. I told how I was going to meet us down to Bethel Green, Nick. Got downstairs, Tony sitting in the car. I said, you all right, Tony? He said, yeah. He said, I won't be coming out. That was Tony. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Got in the car. Next thing you know, 100 miles an hour down the embankment. Back in, they went off fucking motoring. They were arresting Chris up in Birmingham, Just arresting everyone, yeah. That was unreal, that.
And when they questioned you, what they just said, we're charging you for murder.
I said, you're a fucking joke. I said, before. I said, what? Murdering who? Yeah. Jack, I said, what the fuck are you on about? Right? When was it? I said, I was in Nick. You was what? Company fell out the fucking chair, didn't he? Yeah. You can go there, get me. I said, you give me a fucking taxi home. Yeah. Fucking shitty bastard. Yeah.
But then obviously Tony and Chris both got 15 years.
Yeah.
At that point, was Ronnie in Broadmoor or was he in jail? Because he killed George Cornell, hadn't he?
I'm not sure to tell about that, but yeah, right. I mean, I think it was in Nick, yeah.
Right. And there was obviously the Mad Axeman, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
What was he really the Mad Axeman or?
Oh yeah, Mad Axeman.
Why did they call him that? Was it because he did something with an axe?
Yeah, well, it's the old story, isn't it? Yeah, Paul's that could be. That's who Freddie killed, wasn't it?
Well, so what actually happened with the?
Was it Freddie who shot him? Wasn't it?
Well, that's what it says in the film. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us a story about Mad Frank then. What was his thing?
It was the one who threatened to kill Freddie's brother.
Well, there was. I think the Mad Axeman.
It was a Mad Axeman, wasn't it? Yeah.
Was it Frank Mitchell?
Yeah. Frank. Sorry, Mitchell. Right. Frank Mitchell. Yeah. Killed him in the back of a van, didn't he? Yeah.
So he threatened to kill.
Yeah, Freddie's brother.
He threatened to kill Freddie's brother.
Yeah.
And then then the Krays, they put him out in the country, didn't they?
Something like yeah. He was out in the country, wasn't he?
Right.
Yeah, they brought him back. No,
Right.
he was in Nick.
Right.
Yeah, no, he was in Nick, and he came out, didn't he? Yeah. And that's when he came down to London. Yeah.
Right.
And he wanted the twins to look. No, sorry, they broke him out of Nick.
Right.
So
That's right.
They broke
That's
him
right.
out of Nick, didn't they? Yeah.
It was on the. Was it Dartmoor?
Yeah,
Dartmoor prison,
I think
wasn't
it was Dartmoor, yeah.
Right.
And they broke him out of Nick, then brought him down there, so in London, yeah. And that's when Freddie done him, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared again.
He kept screaming.
Did he disappear this time, or did they find the body?
No,
Right. Okay.
never found the body. They were in a flyover or something, didn't they?
Or fly over.
Yeah.
Or-
No, never found the body.
I think in Freddie's book he said he used to put them in a fishing net and put the weights. I don't know if that's bollocks, but he said that in his book.
It's supposed to be in what I was told was in a flyover.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Whether that's true, I don't
Propping
know.
up the M4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Mitchell. Yeah.
and obviously at that point when, Ronnie Kray's in jail,
Yeah.
Reggie Kray's in jail,
Yeah.
your brothers are in jail.
Yeah.
And you what did you do? Was you sort of holding the fort, or did you think actually I don't want to fucking have any of this? I'm going to go and do something sensible. With my life?
That's when it all happened to me. Yeah.
Right.
That's when I went into the factory. Yeah.
Right.
All of a sudden, I come out and I had to get a job in a sheet metal work company called Podfather. Yeah.
Right.
And doing a bit of labouring. All of a sudden, next thing you know, I quite enjoyed all the sheet metal work, making things with metal. Yeah. Anyway, next thing you know, and I said, right, Jim, will you give me an apprenticeship? I said, you're fucking joking. At my age, you have an apprenticeship. All the boys want it, right?
Right.
So give me an apprenticeship. Next thing you know, that's what I said to you, right. The next thing you know, Jim, you're going on a coach trip. I said, coach trip? Where from? You're going to Bath. I said, where the fuck about? I would have gone fucking staying in London, bollocks there. Jim, you're coming on a coach trip, you're being paid. Right, so that's when we all went down on a coach trip, took us over to Muscat Estate, so it's a brand new house. I said, that's yours. I said, what? That's yours. I said, you're fucking joking. Yes, Jim, it's yours. You're moving to Banbury. Yeah. Well, you couldn't turn it down.
Right.
Yeah. And that's it. And then all of a sudden I worked down there for a while, yeah, and done a bit of work around some other firms. Then all of a sudden I moved to Newbury.
Right.
Yeah. Worked a couple of years down there, came back again, and a couple of boys said, Jim, right, we'll give you some work, get yourself a farm shed. So I got a farm shed at Tapmine Farm, right? And all of a sudden, give me some bits of sheet metal work to do. Started doing, and all of a sudden, the work just poured in.
Wow.
Next thing you know, I had Aston Martin, Luke's,
Wow.
Max Packs, General Foods, you know. Anyway, next thing you know, I forgot to tell you the story here. Right? What had happened, right? When I was a guy called Don, right? He said, right, Jim, I want you to meet me halfway between Banbury and Milton Keynes. This is before I started the factory up. Anyway, he said, right. So I met, he said, right, I'll take you down to Milton Keynes, right? Right. Now, the thing is, in Milton Keynes, right, we've got a factory, right? Now, me and my wife, right? My wife was a shareholder in it, right? Anyway, but they won't take her, but she died, she fell off an horse down the Broughton Road, right? And these two flash boys wouldn't take her off the books. They kept Don under the barrel. So anyway, done no more. Goes into this factory in Milton Keynes, right? Got flash cars outside, got helicopters, right? So, right, what's the deal? Jim, you clear the work up and the machines are yours. I said, yeah, you got a deal. I started to clear the work up. Oh, so I give them some of the work. Anyway, they wouldn't pay me, right?
That's a sensible thing to do.
Yeah. So I've done them. I said, right, okay, right, you're going to do that. I said, right, I'll come to take all the machines away. Now, the work, I will go and deliver it all to the customers, which I did. Aston Martin, all of them said, look, sorry, but it's been a bit of a fallout, but I don't want you to suffer with your work. And they all took the work off me. I said, Jim, give us some money. I said, you two get out of this fucking place or I'll fucking blow your heads off, right? Anyway, next thing you know, I give one of them a whack, right? Anyway, next thing you know, that's it. I done a deal, we took all the machines away. And that's when it all started from there. And then next thing you know, I was in George Street factory, and I was employing nearly 20 guys.
Wow.
Yeah, all the metal work, all the rest of it. Got a good crowd of boys.
Did you?
Yeah. So in other words, I must have took 50 people on work-wise with the 3 pubs and the factory.
Did the pubs come after the factory?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because I split in my first wife, right, and called it a day, met myself, and went to the pubs, right, yeah.
What led you into that?
I always fancied the pub, right, yeah. But my first, second wife, she used to work in the pub, so, right. And I thought, yeah, well, we'll get a pub. And that's when I got the wall pub at the Banby Cross. Yeah. And that's a good old pub, that was, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the brewery decided to sell it to Old Goblin, right? So I come out and there and sort of pub on the Prince of Wales on the Grimsby estate. Then all of a sudden, I wanted a pub in Bournemouth. And also I'd done a bit of inquiring. Anyway, that's why I took that pub Deacons on. Yeah. Anyway, when I went and inquired about it, I was shocked because I said to the guy, Bass Pub down in Birmingham. Right. Anyway, also, I said, right, what pub are you interested in? This one here. Come and sit down, Jim. What pub you? I said, oh, yeah. I said, right, I want you to take over Monday. I said, do what? Are you serious? He said, I want you to take over Monday. Once you take, we ain't got to pay the managers anymore. Yeah. So you got a deal on it, yeah. And it all fell into place till there.
When you got to that thing where you've got your factory, you've got your pubs, you're obviously making an honest living, did you actually think, maybe I should have done this fucking years ago?
Yeah.
Or do you think you had to go through that other part to then get you to where you were? Because some people regret their past.
Yeah.
And some people say it's part of the journey.
It seemed to be dying off the old engineering trade. Right. Yeah. A lot of firms are closing down and whatever, yeah. And I just come out of it. I mean, I've been in it 15, 16 years. Right. But then to go to the pub trade, I just fancied it. Always fancied the pub, yeah. Right. But the Deacons one was a good one, yeah. I
remember the meal we had down there was good anyway.
Was it a Turkish one? Next door, a Turkish restaurant.
I'm pretty sure that was the one.
It might have been
Effie's. Sure it was the one.
Yeah.
Because I always struggle when I had my bar with the fucking chefs.
Yeah.
Because they're all nuts.
Yeah.
And unless you get a good one, you're fucked. Because they turn up, they do a month's work, and you're like, oh, amazing.
No.
And then they fucking storm out, don't they?
Yeah, I good Sabi, yeah.
So what would you, looking back over your life, Jim, if you were going to talk to anybody and give me any advice now, what would it be?
My advice?
If someone said to you, Jim, I'm thinking of going down a life of crime, or Jim, I'm thinking of going down a life of setting up businesses, would you have different advice for both of those, or would you have the same advice?
My advice today, right, would be to find a job, a decent job, and if it's possible to have your own business, it's nice. But the safest place is to get a job, yeah. Especially the way things are today, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's terrible out there, so, you know what I mean? So, yeah. And it's getting worse as it goes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the only advice, because, you know what I mean, the types of things are into now, laptops, computers, selling on the internet, you know what I mean? There's so many different things they can do now where we couldn't do, we never knew nothing about that.
Well, someone said something to me which was interesting, and they said, now, for you to actually have a career, all you need is a phone.
Yeah.
Because you can actually create content.
I know.
Even if you're the most boring fucking person in the world, you walk around with your phone, talking to yourself, right, all day and all night, and people go, that guy's quite funny, or that girl's quite funny.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get your following up, and then you'll get a brand saying, oh, can you wear this? Can you do that? Can I pay some money? So you can actually make a living out of nothing. Which obviously back in our day, you had to either be qualified or you had to have a talent.
That's right, yeah.
You couldn't just wing it or have a bit of luck, you know?
But that's the way it is now, so, isn't it? I know, yeah.
And when we was talking earlier, before we started filming, you showed me a picture of you with Vera Lynn.
Oh, yeah.
What was the story behind that?
Right, the story behind that was at the Grover, the Comedians Gold Society. Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it went for years. I was guaranteed a table for about 10 years. I used it, right? And we had some cracking nights up there, right? And because you had all the stars there, all the old East Enders, Barbara, we knew Barbara and all them. They used to come over to the Steve McFadden, all that. And anyway, coming down the stairs, they'd done the old music for Vera Lynn. Coming down to the old trumpets and all that. And I was on the stairs, I give her a kiss on the cheek. How you going, me old darling? And she laughed, yeah. And then she come back there and chat me after.
Wicked.
Yeah, lovely woman, yeah.
So you could have pulled Vera Lynn, basically.
Yeah. Then
That could have been
there was another
was
time.
it your third or your fourth?
There was another time, right, coming out of that Brooks betting shop in Broad Street, Banbury. Right. Diane was doing a parade round, all around. And as I walked out of the betting shop, Diane was in front of me. She come and have a bet, Diane. She started laughing. Yeah. Yeah.
When you say Diane, was that Diana Dawes?
Yeah, no, Prince Diane.
Oh, Princess Diana.
Yeah, Princess Diane. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Another time I was at Ascot, right, and was it the old play ring, stepping back. Said, "Excuse me, sir, you got the Queen Mother behind you." I said, "I'm sorry, my old darling. Yeah, can I give you a kiss?" She started laughing. yeah, just the way it was then. So you know what I mean? Yeah.
Thing is, though, I know. Around royalty, you know, they say about the protocol, but I think, I mean, if you was on the other side, you kind of wish for someone like you to come and have a laugh with them, because they're probably so used to it all being very formal, and nobody has a laugh, and everyone's sort of like, oh, you know.
Yeah. But old Barbara Windsor was a great girl, Barbara.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She was amazing. Yeah. I mean, such a great actress. I mean, I grew up on watching the Carry On films. And she was great. Yeah. She really was great. Did you, you know, back in the 60s, I know we've sort of gone backwards and forwards.
Tony with Cliff Richards, Tony and Wendy.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah. Frankie Fraser, Freddie Foreman. Yeah. Wow.
It's funny, isn't it? Because there's so many of those guys that are no longer with us.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, I know.
So many.
Albert Chapman, did you know him?
Albert, yeah.
He had the elbow rooms in Bournemouth.
He's still
in
around.
Birmingham, yeah.
He's still around, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I haven't spoken to Albert for years.
He died years ago, didn't he?
I didn't know. I thought he was still around.
He died years ago, I'm sure he did. Yeah.
Shows you how out of touch I am with it all, Jim.
Yeah.
I mean, that was always funny when Joe used to do them boxing events. You always used to get loads of celebs, you know, Bob Windsor, you'd have all the EastEnders cast, you know.
Yeah, I know.
There'd always be
But them comedian goals, they were cracking nights then.
Right.
Yeah, had all the stars here, yeah. Really good night. It's a shame that packed up.
Yeah.
Mike Reed, quite friendly with old Mike Reed.
He was funny. He was
Mike.
great, wasn't he? He was great.
Good boy, Mike, yeah.
He was great. And then when you look back on how the crime has changed over the years, if you compared what it was like in the 60s to now, obviously it's completely different. But do you think
the crime?
Yeah, but do you think it's just evolved?
It's more vicious today, isn't it?
Right.
Because there's more money involved, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's hard to compare it to now.
Right.
Yeah, it's but it's like the old story. Put the cop back on the beat, you stop half it. Yeah.
If you was in your 30s now or your 20s, and you was in Bethnal Green, East London now, what would you like to have a go now and test them out?
Oh, definitely do that. Yeah.
It must be funny because, like, obviously when you go to these, I mean, I know a lot of the guys are no longer with us, but when you sort of get together and you've got Freddie and you've got all the guys, all sitting around the table, there's like 20 or 30 of you. It must be some great stories.
I'd say they were great nights. Yeah. You know what I mean? Freddie, Roy, yeah.
Have you got any funny stories you can share about any of the guys?
No, I don't know.
Or none that you can talk about?
No. You went to the dudes, I was just the guys were there, weren't they, boys? You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's mainly boxing events and all that type of thing. Yeah.
Who was the funniest? Who was the Joker? Because there must be one of the guys who was the Joker of the pack. You know, you got the Krays with
Roy was one of them. Roy Shaw.
Yeah, he was fucking hilarious. He was so funny.
I
mean, obviously, if you got on the wrong side of him, he weren't, but he used to always be quite funny. So I remember seeing him. So I was first time I met Roy, we was at the boxing do, and he was at the bar.
Yeah.
And he was doing his party trick.
Yeah.
Where he gets his dick out and puts a cigarette in it and all that. And people all like laughing and cheering and all that. And I walked over. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? I go, that's his party trick, right? So I obviously waited for him to put it away, right? And I was at the bar having a drink, and I said, oh, Roy, I read your book. I said, I thought it was fucking brilliant. I said, it really made me laugh. And he goes, it's not meant to be fucking funny. but I just thought it was funny, like when you read his story and about all the stuff he did, and it was so fucking crazy.
Roy was Roy, yeah.
But he was. I mean, again, you just don't. Those people that they don't make them like anymore, do they?
Yeah.
And what are you up to now, Jim? What's your?
Not a lot now. No.
So you've sold out your bars,
Yeah.
and the factory, and now you just living life.
Yeah, just living life. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I go with some friends down the pubs down there.
Right.
Yeah, just have a wander around, but that's it now. But everyone, why don't you write a book?
Yeah.
But as I said before, all the boys done the bird.
Right.
Let them write their books now. Oh, okay, I can now think about writing a book.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
I suppose what you should do really is, if there's anything that might get you in trouble, just don't print it just yet. wait till the wait till you.
I'll tell you what. I'll have the main picture on the book. Dave Courtney, me with that gun at his head. That was Dave's idea, by the way. Yeah.
When I saw that picture, that was funny. That was funny.
Yeah.
But it was such a shame. I mean, Dave. He was a funny guy, wasn't he? He was a funny guy.
Oh, Dave used to do my head in court, blimey. Yeah.
What?
He'd turn up all to do is before he got known, right?
Right.
He'd turn up. He followed Tony everywhere, Dave. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But no, he was all right, Dave. Got his goals.
Right.
Yeah.
What was it? So do you think he always wanted to be famous? That's
He wanted to be with the boys, all that. Yeah. Right. And he did. He gradually wore into the lads, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. He was a good boy. He was all right, Dave. Yeah.
How did he when he did the funeral for Ronnie, and then obviously that kind of give him massive notoriety, wasn't it? Because it was
he done an escort at Tony's funeral.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was? I mean, how did that come about? Do you know, or was it just he offered his services because he was in the group and he just said, "Look, I'll bring some doormen."
Yeah. I know that's what he done because of the doorman. He was doing the doors and all that type of thing. Yeah.
Because that really that was what made him really because
that's right. Yeah.
Because once he was actually associated with the Krays, it was like he took the mantle of being the new celebrity gangster.
I know.
And I mean, I had so many funny times with him, and he had this sort
of... You got that Camelot castle with Yeah.
Do you know what? It was so funny.
Did he sit you in the throne?
No.
Yeah, at the back.
No.
That
was only... You only got sat in the throne if he was important. But I think if you... because obviously he used to call himself Sir Dave Courtney.
That's right, yeah.
OBE. And obviously he wasn't so, and he didn't have an OBE. But then when he actually...
Frankie Fraser, wasn't him, didn't he?
Because
that Old Bailey
thing. He used to call him the Poison Dwarf, didn't he?
Yeah, you remember the Old Bailey thing?
What happened? I can't remember exactly what happened.
He was at the Old Bailey or something, eh?
Right.
And they called him McGrath. Everyone started calling him McGrath.
So I think and I'm doing this from memory, Jim, but I think something happened where they said he was a grass because he was hanging around with a copper who turned out to be bent, and I think he ended up going to jail for whatever he was doing.
Something like
and I think his name was Austin Warnes.
Yeah,
I'm doing this from memory, but I'm pretty sure that's his name because that's when Dave went to court.
Yeah.
And he dressed up as a court jester.
That's it. You got it. Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
And I think at that point, that's maybe when Frankie Fraser come out and said, he's a grass. And then I remember they had like this fucking beef where Dave was going, he's a poison dwarf. And then he'd be like, show some fucking respect.
You know, Frankie a right hander once, don't you?
Who?
Freddie Foreman.
What, he did? So what happened?
Yeah, it was, what was it? Frankie Fraser said something about Fred. So Fred found out where he was in his cab, walked in, gave him a fucking right-hander. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, and Fred was quite a big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
You know, but Frankie was quite small.
Oh, yeah.
When I met him, I was surprised how small he was.
I know, yeah.
I mean, was he as dangerous as they said? You know, when he was
with weapons, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no, because I always I read his book and I thought his book was really interesting. But
he was more Eddie's side, Frank was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he was but so did it was that Frankie's thing? He used to sort of badmouth people and okay. Yeah, because I know him and Dave had a little bit of beef, like you said, and calling each other names. When was the last time you saw him?
With Frank?
No, Dave.
Been a couple of years.
Right.
Been a couple of years, yeah.
But what did you, when you heard the news that he'd actually
couldn't believe it.
Killed himself? It was...
I could not believe it. You know, I never thought in a million years, Yeah. We all thought someone might have killed him.
Right. But it's weird, isn't it? Because he was always such a laugh and such a joker. And you sort of, I would have never in a million years, I mean, I used to see him at premieres and always say hello to him. But
I mean, for him to go to bed and shoot himself, no. I still don't believe that today.
Well, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, how do you get in bed and put a pillow over your head and go like that?
I know.
I'd be worried that I'd pull the trigger and it'd move and I'd shoot. I'd end up with half my face missing.
So you start to lose the plot a bit, but no, I still think there's a bit more to it.
Right.
Yeah.
When it happened,
there
was obviously, like with anything, there's rumours,
Yeah.
there's conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Did he do it? Did somebody else do it? Was it staged? I mean, who knows? But he did do a video.
Yeah.
That he put out, basically saying he'd had enough, and he was checking out. But again, somebody said that he was crippled with arthritis, he had cancer. There was a lot of rumours, a lot of conspiracy theories about why he would do it. And I remember talking to somebody who is, he's probably one of the UK's most notorious criminals, and I actually said to him, fucking hell, I can't believe that he did that. And he went to her, he said, I can't either, but he said, genuinely, he said, if that's the way he wants to go out, you used to have to go, fair enough. He had his reasons for doing it. And I don't think anybody understands if someone takes their own life. No one understands it. Why did he do it? I don't know. But like you said, I would never have, if you'd have said to me, I reckon he's going to do that, I'd have said never in a million years.
Tony's play, that was a funny old play. Tony's play inside the firm.
What was? Because I never saw that.
Well, that was down at Hornchurch.
Right.
Yeah. You see the picture on the stage, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was a weird old play. Yeah.
Who played Tony in it?
I'm not sure now.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But the play was about. Was it about the Krays or about him?
No, it was about the old London.
Right.
And we was all baffled by it. But everyone came to it. Yeah.
Right.
And we just couldn't work out. It was like one of these very old-fashioned films.
Right.
And down the back alleys and all that sort of thing.
Right.
And we was a bit curious about it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you done any? Have you ever thought? You haven't appeared in any films, have you, Jim?
No.
Documentaries?
Films. Been a couple of documentaries, but films. No.
Yeah. No,
But I haven't done nothing in them. No.
Right. Okay. No, because I don't know. Because I know a few people have popped up in movies. But I didn't know if they've managed to get you on board one yet.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on.
That's all right. Yeah.
I've enjoyed meeting you again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
I've now got no hair.
Yeah, I know.
I look older than you.
Why you lost your hair?
Do you know what? I shaved it off because I just got to the point where it went grey, started to recede, and I thought I'm either gonna be dyeing my hair every month, or
He should have dyed it, shouldn't he?
or combing it forward.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is when you see someone who's lost their hair and they've got a ponytail, and you're like, why? Why are you doing this?
Yeah.
But Jimmy, thank you so much for coming on.
That's right.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Criminal Connection podcast. Jimmy Lambrianou, what an amazing guest. Make sure you tune in next week. We've got another great guest, and we will see you on the other side.